Success is the beginning of failure. Solomon himself fell into this trap. After his death, the kingdom split into two, north and south, eventually leading to exile. Amid these turbulent times, what kind of wisdom for life and the way of faith does the Book of Kings reveal to us? Let's explore this together.
At the beginning of the temple's construction, God appeared to Solomon. After the temple was completed, God appeared to him again, saying, I have heard your prayer and your plea that you made before me. I have consecrated this house that you have built and put my name there forever. My eyes and my heart will be there for all time.
But God also gave him a solemn warning. If Solomon or the people turned to worship other gods, Israel would be uprooted from the land and become an object of scorn among all nations. Even the temple would become a byword and a ruin. This warning soon cast a long shadow over Solomon's reign.
This is the account of the forced labor that King Solomon conscripted to build the house of the Lord and his own house, the Millo and the wall of Jerusalem, Hazor, Megiddo, Gezer.
Right now, I'm standing at the southeastern part of the Temple Mount at Ophel, near the Kidron Valley. Here, archaeologist Eilat Mazar discovered a defensive structure, including a city gate, wall, and tower. Based on pottery findings, this dates back to the 10th century BC. Very likely the Wall of Jerusalem mentioned in the Bible.
Excavations also uncovered evidence in three key cities: Hazor, guarding the northern route, Megiddo at the Carmel Mountain Pass, and Gezer, controlling access to Philistine territory. All three cities share similar city gate designs.
Now I'm standing in the north of Israel at Megiddo, a classic example of the Israelite six-chamber gate structure. These chambers may have been used as guard rooms or the lower levels of towers. The city wall was built in 2 layers, with inner spaces divided into small chambers by stone walls. These chambers could house troops or be used for storage. Dating the city gate itself is difficult as there are no inscriptions. However, based on the structures attached to the wall and the pottery found within, this complex likely dates to the late 10th century BC, making it very likely part of Solomon's construction. This site contains city walls and gates similar to those at Hazor and Gezer, as well as stables and a royal palace. This grand architectural complex helps us imagine the biblical account.
Solomon gathered together chariots and horses. He had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horses, which he stationed in the chariot cities and with the king in Jerusalem. Beyond these massive construction projects, Solomon also built a fleet at Etzion-Geber by the Red Sea. He partnered with King Hiram, who was well-versed in seafaring, and together they established maritime trade. A steady flow of gold, silver, sandalwood, and ivory was brought to Solomon from across the seas. Thus King Solomon excelled all the kings of the earth in riches and in wisdom. All the kings of the earth sought the presence of Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God had put into his mind. The Queen of Sheba, from the southwestern tip of the Arabian Peninsula, came with a great entourage and lavish gifts, including 4,000 kilograms of gold and a great quantity of precious stones. The queen posed difficult questions to test Solomon, but he answered them all with ease. When she saw all of Solomon's wisdom and the splendor of the temple and palace, she was left breathless in amazement. Then she praised God, saying, "Blessed be the Lord your God, who has delighted in you and set you on the throne of Israel. Because the Lord loved Israel forever, he has made you king to execute justice and righteousness."
This blessing reveals God's expectation for kings to execute justice, love mercy, and walk humbly, to become a blessing to the nations so that the name of the Lord may be praised. At this point, Solomon stood on the world stage. In every area, domestic policy, diplomacy, defense, and the economy, he could proudly claim, "I am number one." Yet when wealth and fame came pouring in, and every desire was satisfied, did Solomon's heart begin to echo the words of Ecclesiastes? "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity."
Besides Pharaoh's daughter, Solomon loved many foreign women. He had 700 princesses and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. He followed other gods and did not remain faithful to the Lord. Then the Lord said to Solomon, "Since this has been your mind, and you have not kept my covenant and my statutes that I have commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom from you and give it to your servant. Yet for the sake of your father David, I will not do it in your lifetime. I will tear it out of the hand of your son." Solomon, who once boasted of having no enemies, began to taste the bitterness of disobedience. The first to rise against him was Hadad the Edomite from the southeast. Edom had once been defeated by David, but Hadad returned from Egypt, where he had taken refuge and became Solomon's adversary. From the north, Aram and Zobah also rose up against Solomon. God raised up Rezin, who gathered a band of rebels amid the chaos and became king of Aram in Damascus. But Solomon's greatest headache was Jeroboam. Gifted and capable, Jeroboam was appointed overseer of the labor force from the 10 northern tribes. While repairing the breach in the city of David, he encountered the prophet Ahijah. Ahijah tore his new cloak into 12 pieces and gave 10 of them to Jeroboam, a sign that God would take 10 tribes from Solomon and give them to Jeroboam, but would preserve the tribe of Judah for the sake of David's lineage. Solomon once tried to kill Jeroboam, but he fled to Egypt, where he found refuge with King Shishak. He remained there until Solomon's death.
Solomon, who had become an enemy of God, lost divine protection and blessing. He was beset by enemies on all sides. Even Egypt, his ally by marriage, became a safe haven for his rival.
Today, Shechem is near a town called Tel Balata. Solomon's son Rehoboam was waiting here to be crowned king. Why choose Shechem for his coronation? Possibly because it lies in central Canaan in Levite territory, which did not belong to any single tribe, making it a neutral location. Rehoboam likely hoped to gain support from the northern tribes and unite the kingdom under his rule. At this time, the Israelites brought Jeroboam back from Egypt and appealed for lighter labor burdens. Rehoboam ignored the wise counsel of his father's senior advisors, who urged him to heed the people's request. Instead, he followed the advice of arrogant young men who shared his views. 3 days later, Rehoboam returned and delivered this proud reply to the people: "Now, whereas my father laid on you a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, but I will discipline you with scorpions."
A single word can raise a nation or bring it to ruin. From that day forward, the 12 tribes of Israel were divided, north and south. Jeroboam became king of the northern kingdom. Humiliated and enraged, Rehoboam prepared to use force to reunify the kingdom. But God sent the prophet Shemaiah to stop the civil war.
"You shall not go up or fight against your kindred the Israelites. Let everyone go home, for this thing is from me." Jeroboam, skilled in political strategy, immediately chose Shechem as his first capital. He also fortified Peniel as his administrative and military center east of the Jordan.
Still, Jeroboam feared that his legitimacy would be threatened if the people continued to worship in Jerusalem. To secure his rule, he used religion as a political tool. He cast 2 golden calves, placing one in Dan and one in Bethel. Then he said to the people,
"You have gone up to Jerusalem long enough. Here are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt."
This is the site of a former high place. It was on altars like this that the Israelites offered sacrifices. As a result, the northern kingdom fell into open idolatry. Defying God's commands, Jeroboam also violated the law of Moses by appointing non-Levites as priests, creating unauthorized festivals, and forging a man-made syncretic religion through political power. While Jeroboam was constructing a false religion in the northern kingdom, God sent an unnamed man of God from Judah to Bethel. He pronounced judgment against the altar Jeroboam had set up and foretold the destruction of the northern kingdom. Those who rely on God know that all kingdom authority ultimately belongs to Him. Religious rituals devised by humans are powerless before the Lord. The author of Kings gives us a window into how the people of Israel walked into division. May you and I hear history calling out, as if shouting in our ears, reminding us.
All has been heard. The conclusion of the matter is, fear God and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of everyone. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil.
Spring of Water International Ministries invites you to journey with us, giving seed to the sower and bread to the eater. For more details, please contact Spring of Water International Ministries.